I need you to understand something right now. You are your only competition. The only person standing between you and your dreams is you. Not the people around you, not your circumstances, but you. You're the one who's been holding yourself back with excuses, fears, and doubts. It's time to realize the real fight is inside you. Stop making excuses. You've been telling yourself that the reason you're not where you want to be is because of this or that. But let me tell you something, excuses are just weaknesses in disguise. Every time you make an excuse, you're telling yourself that you're not strong enough to face what's in front of you. You're stronger than that. Stop hiding behind those lies and take full responsibility for where you are. Now it's about consistency. It's not about making huge life-altering changes overnight. No, it's the small, consistent steps that will get you to where you need to go. What you do every single day, even when no one's watching, will determine your success. If you want to win, you have to show up every day, no matter how hard it gets. And here's the truth, the only competition is you. Quit looking at other people and comparing yourself to them. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. What matters is whether you're better today than you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. If you're not getting better every day, you're falling behind. Your mindset, that's what will make or break you. You can't expect to win if you don't believe you can. If you think you're going to fail, you're right, you will. But if you believe that you're unstoppable, that nothing stops you, then guess what? You'll find a way to make it happen. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Use it wisely. And you got to embrace discomfort. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. Growth happens when you push through the pain, when you keep going, even when every muscle in your body is telling you to quit. That struggle you're feeling is the sign that you're on the right path. Keep going. Let me remind you, you are the one making the decisions that shape your life. It's not about what anyone else thinks or does. It's about the choices you make every single day. You're not where you want to be because you've been letting fear, doubt, and distractions control your decisions. Take ownership. Every action you take today will create your future tomorrow. Understand this, no one's going to do the work for you. Nobody's coming to save you. This is your journey, your fight, your responsibility. If you want to win, you've got to give everything you've got day in and day out. So don't expect handouts. Go after what you want with everything inside of you. And don't let fear control you. Fear will always show up. It's a part of the game. But you can't let it stop you. Fear is there to test you. Will you let it hold you back? Or will you push past it and see how strong you really are? And finally, remember, this is the only person who can stop you from achieving your goals is you. There's no one else in your way. If you're not where you want to be, don't blame anyone else. Take a look in the mirror. You've been the one holding yourself back, but today you can change that. Today you can step into your greatness. The only question is, will you? It's you against you. The only thing that can hold you back is your own mind. So stop playing small, stop holding back. Go after everything you've ever dreamed of and show the world who you really are. You are your only competition. Think about it for a moment. We live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, to measure our success against what someone else is doing. We look around and see people with what we want, the success, the lifestyle, the achievements, and suddenly we start thinking that our race is against them. But that's a lie. The truth is, your only competition is the version of yourself you were yesterday. No one else can live your life but you. No one else can walk in your shoes, fight your battles, or make the choices that will shape your future. So why are you letting anyone else's journey dictate your progress? The only person who can push you, challenge you, and force you to become better is you. You have to look in the mirror every single day and tell yourself, I am my own competition, and I'm here to win. Every time you compare yourself to someone else, you're giving away your power. You're allowing their successes to make you feel inadequate, like there's something wrong with you, or like you're not enough. But listen carefully, you are enough. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need to be on their timeline. You don't need to follow their path. You need to focus on your own path, your own progress, your own growth. We all have different starting points, different circumstances, different battles. So why would you compare your beginning to someone else's middle or end? It's a trap. You can't measure your success by someone else's. You have to create your own standards, your own pace. And let me be clear, the person who will hold you back more than anyone else is the person you see in the mirror. It's your fears, your doubts, your excuses, the hesitation. Every time you let fear take control, every time you make an excuse or give up on something you know you're capable of, you're giving power to that version of you that isn't ready to win. You are the only one who can defeat that version. It's you against the person who refuses to take responsibility, the person who hesitates, the person who doubts their potential. And every time you break through one of those barriers, you level up. The only race that matters is the one where you're moving towards your best self. Every small decision you make, every little step you take is a chance to beat the person you were yesterday. It's not about who's ahead of you or who's doing better. It's about whether or not you're progressing, whether you're growing, whether you're improving. Stop worrying about what anyone else is doing and focus on what you are doing. So stop waiting for someone else to make things happen for you. Stop looking for validation from others. The power is inside of you, and it's time to start using it. You have the ability to achieve whatever you want, but the only person who can stop you from doing that is you. The only person who can limit your potential is you. You control the narrative. You decide how far you go. And I'm telling you right now, you got what it takes. You got the strength, the willpower, the determination, but it's all up to you to activate it. It's you versus you. The fight is within you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every tough moment is just a test of how badly you want to grow. And I'm here to tell you, you don't lose until you don't lose until you quit. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep pushing, as long as you keep fighting, you will win. The greatest victory you'll ever experience is when you overcome yourself. When you conquer your own doubts, your own fears, your own excuses. When you decide that no matter what, you are going to be the best version of your seers. That is when the real magic happens. That is when you stop being your own limitation and start becoming your own path. It's time to stop competing with the world around you and start competing with the person you were yesterday. Because at the end of the day, your greatest competition, your greatest challenge is the person staring back at you in the mirror. And guess what? You're going to crush IT. Stop making excuses. That's the first thing you need to hear. And the first thing you need to internalize, because every time you make an excuse, you're telling yourself that you don't have the strength, the will, or the courage to overcome the obstacles in the way. Every time you make an excuse, you're giving up without even trying. You're telling the world it's not my fault, but deep down you know it is. You know that your success, your dreams, your goals depend on the actions you take. And when you make excuses, you're not taking those actions. Excuses are the easy way out. They make you feel good for a moment because they take the pressure off of you. They make you feel like you don't have to work, that you're somehow justified in not putting in the effort. But let me tell you something, every excuse you make is a moment wasted. Every excuse is a little piece of your potential that you're leaving on the table. And when you do that, you're not just cheating yourself, you're cheating the world of what you could offer. You're holding back the greatness that's inside of you. And that's unforgivable. When you make excuses, you're not facing reality, taking ownership. You're not taking responsibility for where you are, and that's the problem. You're giving the power away to your circumstances. You're saying, I can't because of this, or I won't because of that, but guess what? The world doesn't care about your excuses. The world doesn't care about why you're behind or why you're struggling. The world just cares if you show up, if you deliver, if you do the work. Your excuses don't change your outcome. They only delay your progress. It's time to stop blaming others, stop blaming your situation, and stop blaming your past. Your past doesn't define you. Your circumstances don't define you. The only thing that defines you is what you decide to do right now. Right now is all you have. Your future is determined by the decisions you make in this moment. If you want to change your life, you have to stop making excuses and start taking responsibility for every choice you make, for every action you take. You control your destiny, no one else. Look at your life, look at where you are, and be honest with yourself. How many times have you made excuses for not achieving what you know you're capable and capable of? How many times have you convinced yourself that it's okay to not try? How many times have you allowed fear, doubt, or comfort to stop you from taking that next step? How many more chances are you going to waste? If you're going to make a change, it starts with getting rid of the excuses. It starts with recognizing that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the story you've been telling yourself about why you can't succeed. If you want it, go get it. No one is coming to hand it to you. There is no perfect time, no right moment. That moment is now. And if you want it, you have to take it. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for things to be easier. You don't need to wait for the stars to align. You need to act now. And if it's hard, so be it. You do it anyway. The key to success, the key to greatness is not in waiting for the right conditions. It's about deciding that nothing will stop you. You stop making excuses and you start making progress. Every time you find yourself thinking about an excuse, flip the script. Ask yourself, what can I do instead? Because there's always something you can do. No matter how small, no matter how insignificant it might seem, do something. That something will move you closer to your goal. No more excuses. No more, I can't no more, it's too hard, no more. I don't have enough time. It's all in your hands. Take responsibility. Take control. If you fall down, get back up. If you fail, get back up and learn from it. If you don't know how to find a way, there are no more excuses. You are capable. You are strong. And it's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop letting your excuses dictate your life. The time to act is now. And if you want to win, you better be ready to do whatever it takes. The power of consistency is something that cannot be overstated. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of instant success, of making big, bold moves that take you from zero to hero in one leap. But let me tell you something, true success doesn't come from grand gestures. It doesn't come from taking one giant step. It comes from showing up every single day, no matter what, and doing the work even when it seems like nothing is happening, even when it feels like you're not making any progress. Consistency is the secret weapon that separates the dreamers from the achievers. It's the little things you do every day, the small actions that stack up over time that create massive results. It's easy to start strong, full of energy and passion, but what really matters is how you keep going when that initial motivation fades. What matters is whether or not you're willing to stay committed to your goals when no one is watching, when the results aren't visible, and when things get tough. Every single day you show up and do the work, even when you don't feel like it, you're building momentum. You're laying the foundation for success. It's in those small, consistent actions that your real power lies. The truth is, you won't see results right away. You might not even see them for weeks or months, but if you stay consistent, the results will come. That's how success works. It's not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The actions you take consistently, even when no one's around to cheer you on, those are the ones that build a path to your dreams. Consistency requires discipline. It requires the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when it's tight in the face, even when you don't see any immediate rewards. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't is not talent or luck, it's the willingness to keep going when things get hard. It's the person who shows up every day, who refuses to quit, who keeps working even when it feels like the end is nowhere in sight. That's who wins. I think about it, everything great that has ever been built was built over time, step by step, brick by brick. Whether it's a successful business, a fit body, a book, or a relationship, none of it happens overnight. You don't just wake up one day and have everything you want. But when you show up every day and give it your best, even on the days you don't feel like it, you're getting closer. You're moving forward, even if it's just by a little bit. Over time, those small steps add up. And one day you look back and realize that your consistency has taken you farther than you ever imagined. The key is to stay committed. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny thing, to jump from one idea to the next when things aren't happening as quickly as you like. But success is built on focus, on sticking with it long enough to make progress. The power of consistency is in the fact that it compounds over time. The longer you stick with something, the more you learn, the more you grow, and the closer you get to reaching your goals. Consistency isn't about doing something perfect every day. It's about doing something, anything, every day, every day. It's about making progress, not perfection. You will have bad days. You will fail. You will want to quit. But if you keep showing up, if you keep doing the work, eventually you will break through. And when you do, it will be because you stay consistent. It will be because you never gave up on yourself and your dreams. This is the truth. There's no shortcut to success. It's about putting in the work day after day, no matter how long it takes, no matter how hard it gets. And when you look up, when you reach the point where you've achieved what you set out to do, you'll realize that it was the big moments that got you there. It was the consistency. It was the daily effort. It was the commitment to doing whatever it took to keep moving forward, even when you didn't feel like it. That's where the power lies. Focus on your growth, because that's the only thing that truly matters. So often we get distracted by what everyone else is doing by comparing our progress to someone else's success, but that's a losing game. The only thing you need to focus on is how much you are growing, how much better you are becoming, and how far you've come since yesterday. Your journey is unique, and the only race you're running is against yourself. It's easy to get caught up in other people's achievements. You see someone else succeeding, and you begin to wonder why it's taking so long for you to get there. You start measuring yourself against their timeline, their milestones, and before you know it, you've lost sight of your own path. But let me tell you, that's not how success works. Success is not a competition with others. It's a personal journey, and the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Every step you take towards your own growth, no matter how small, is progress. It doesn't matter if others can't see it. It doesn't matter if it's taking longer than you expected. What matters is that you are growing. Growth doesn't always come in the form of immediate results. Sometimes it's the little things that add up. It's the mindset shift, the lessons learned, the confidence built with every challenge you face and overcome. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself, not in comparison to others, but in comparison to who you were yesterday. It's important to remember that growth is not linear. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward. There will be days when things don't seem to be going your way, and it feels like you're stuck. But that doesn't mean you're not growing. Growth isn't always about forward momentum. Sometimes it's about learning from your setbacks, understanding the lessons that come from failure, and then getting up and moving forward again with even more knowledge and strength than before. The key is to keep going, no matter how slow it feels or how tough it gets. Focusing on your growth means committing to constant improvement. It means waking up every day and asking yourself, how can I get better today? What can I do to push myself to learn something new, challenge myself to go further? It's about progress, not perfection. You don't have to be perfect to grow, but you do have to be consistent. Every small effort you make toward becoming better, toward becoming more disciplined, more knowledgeable, more focused, that's growth. And over time, those small efforts compound, and you look back and realize how much you've changed, how much you've accomplished. When you focus on your growth, you stop worrying about the opinions of others. You stop measuring your success based on how far ahead or behind you are in comparison to someone else. Your only measurement is how much you've improved. That's what matters. Focus on making yourself a little better today than you were yesterday. And tomorrow, do the same. If you focus on your growth every day, over time, you will see results that blow your mind. Success doesn't come from trying to emulate someone else's path. It comes from finding your own path, understanding what drives you, and then giving it your all. It's about developing yourself into the person who can handle the level of success you want. Focus on building the right habits, developing a mindset that will carry you through tough times, and strengthen your belief in your own potential. Every time you push through adversity, every time you challenge yourself, you're growing. Don't be in a rush. Growth takes time, and that's okay. There's no deadline to success. It's not about how quickly you can get to the end. It's about enjoying the process, learning and becoming more with each step. Stay patient with yourself. Trust the process. When you focus on your growth, you stop worrying about the destination, because you understand that the journey itself is where the magic happens. It's in the growth that you'll find everything you need to succeed. So stop looking to others for validation. Stop comparing your progress to their success. Focus on your own growth, on becoming better, stronger, smarter, more capable. When you do that, you'll look up one day and realize that the person you were trying to become is now the person you are. And that transformation, that's where the true success lies. Mindset is everything. It is the foundation upon which everything you do is built. Your mindset shapes how you view the world, how you respond to challenges, how you perceive your potential, and how far you're willing to go to achieve your goals. The truth is, if you don't have the right mindset, nothing else matters. You could have all the talent, all the skills, and all the resources in the world, but if your mindset isn't right, you will never reach your full potential. Your mindset determines your approach to life. It dictates whether you see obstacles as barriers or opportunities. It determines whether you're going to face adversity with a sense of defeat or with a determination to push through. A person with the right mindset sees failure not as the end, but as a lesson. They don't view difficulties as something to avoid, but as something to embrace and learn from. The mindset of someone who is destined for success understands that growth comes from struggle and that every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's not about being perfect, it's about being relentless. A fixed mindset says, I can't do this, and gives up before even trying. It sees talent as something you either have or you don't, and believes that if things don't come easily, you're not cut out for it. But a growth mindset says, I may not be there yet, but I will get there. It believes that you can develop your skills, that you can learn, adapt, and improve. It understands that success doesn't come from natural ability alone, but from hard work, persistence, and ability to stay focused on your goals no matter how tough the journey gets. Your mindset also dictates how you handle failure. Everyone experiences failure. Is not something that can be avoided. But what separates successful people from those who quit is how they respond to failure. People with the right mindset use failure as fuel. They don't let it define them. They understand that failure is just a stepping stone on the path to success. It's not the end. It's a lesson of redirection and a chance to try again, smarter and stronger. The right mindset doesn't just affect how you handle challenges, it also affects how you see opportunities. When you have a growth mindset, you look at the world and see possibilities, not limitations. You ask yourself, how can I make this work? Instead of why can't I do this with this mindset, you're constantly thinking about how you can improve, how you can take what you've learned and apply it to new situations, how you can adapt when things don't go goals. You're not stuck in a fixed position, waiting for things to get easier. Your emotion constantly pushing forward. And it's crucial to remember that mindset is not something you're born with, it's something you can change. Your mindset is a choice. Every day you have the opportunity to decide what kind of mindset you're going to adopt. You can choose to believe that challenges are too big, or you can choose to believe that you're bigger than any challenge that comes your way. You can choose to think that you're stuck, or you can choose to believe that you have the power to change your situation. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who have the most talent or the most resources. They're the ones who have the strongest mindset. They're the ones who refuse to quit, who push past the pain, who keep going even when the world tells them they can't. They understand that mindset is everything because it's mindset that keeps you moving when everything else is telling you to stop. It's mindset that gives you the strength to keep fighting when you feel like you're giving all you have. So what does your mindset say about you? Is it a mindset that pushes you forward even when things get tough? Is it a mindset that believes in growth, in the possibility of change, and in the power of persistence? Or is it a mindset that holds you back, that tells you you're not good enough, that stops you from taking risks or trying again after you fail? Understand this, your mindset is your greatest asset or your greatest liability. If you want to reach the highest levels of success, you need to develop the mindset of a winner. You need to believe in yourself, in your ability to grow, in your ability to learn from every mistake, and in your ability to keep going no matter what. Because when your mindset is right, there's nothing that can stop you. The world becomes your playground and success becomes inevitable. Embrace discomfort. It's a phrase that may sound counterintuitive, but it's the key to unlocking your full potential. We live in a world that constantly seeks comfort, that tells us to avoid pain and difficulty. But here's the truth, growth, success, and progress are born in discomfort. If you want to level up in life, if you want to achieve anything great, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're creating an opportunity for growth. You're challenging your limits, stretching your abilities, and expanding your potential. But it's not always easy, is it? The mind naturally gravitates toward what feels safe, what feels familiar. That's where the comfort zone lies, and it's easy to stay there. It's easy to stick to the routine that you know, to avoid challenges that push you to your limits. But staying comfortable means you're not growing, you're not evolving. You're just standing still, and standing still means falling behind. Growth doesn't happen in the safety of the familiar. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond what you know, when you face things that scare you, when you do things that make you uncomfortable. It's when you step into the unknown, when you tackle challenges head on, that real progress begins. You don't get stronger by staying in an easy lane. You get stronger by testing your limits, by pushing through obstacles, by handling the discomfort that comes with growth. Every successful person you admire, every high achiever, every person who's done something extraordinary, none of them got there by avoiding discomfort. They embraced it. They understood that in order to become the best, they had to endure the struggle, the pain, the uncertainty. They knew that every challenge they faced was an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come out stronger on the other side. Think about it. How many times have you avoided something because it was uncomfortable? How many times have you held yourself back because you didn't want to face the fear or the uncertainty that came with it? How many opportunities have you let slip by because you weren't willing to embrace the discomfort that came with pursuing them? Every time you do that, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're avoiding growth. You're avoiding progress. And you're avoiding the success that comes from pushing through it. Discomfort is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally. It's a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself past your limits. When you feel uncomfortable, it's because you're stretching yourself, you're evolving into something bigger, better, and stronger. It's in those moments of discomfort that you find out what you're truly made of. It's in those moments that you build the resilience, the character, and the strength to handle anything life throws your way. Imagine where you could be if you started to embrace discomfort every single day. What if instead of avoiding challenges, you sought them out? What if you look for the things that scare you and attack them head on? What if you made discomfort your ally, your driving force, your motivator to get better every single day? The truth is, the more you face discomfort, the easier it is to handle. The more you push through, the stronger you become. And one day, you'll look back and realize that what used to scare you is now something you can handle with ease. Embracing discomfort isn't about seeking pain for the sake of it. It's about understanding that growth and comfort don't coexist. You can't stay in the same place and expect different results. You have to stretch yourself, face the challenges, embrace the discomfort, and trust that on the other side of it is the version of yourself you've been working toward. It's in those moments when you feel like quitting, when you feel overwhelmed, that you have to remind yourself that you are capable of more. That discomfort is temporary. The growth that comes from it, the person you become, that's forever. So the next time you face a challenge, the next time you feel that discomfort creeping in, instead of running from it, lean into it. Welcome it, embrace it. Because in that moment, you're on the path to becoming the person you're meant to be. Own your decisions. Every choice you make, every step you take shapes your life. The truth is, where you are right now is a direct result of the decisions you've made up until this point. It doesn't matter who you blame, what circumstances you think held you back, or how much you wish things were different. Your current reality is built on the foundation of the decisions you've chosen to make. You can't move forward until you take full responsibility for your decisions, good or bad. It's easy to look at life and point fingers. It's easy to blame other people's situations or even bad luck for where you find yourself. But when you do that, you're giving away your power. You're relinquishing control of your future. When you blame external factors, you put yourself in a position of helplessness. But when you own your decisions, when you take full responsibility for where you are, you gain back that power. You realize that no one else is in control of your life but you. And that is the most empowering thing you can do. Owning your decisions means understanding that you are in charge of your life. Every day you have a choice. You can choose to act, to push forward, to make the tough calls, or you can choose to sit back and let life happen to you. The decisions you make now will determine who you become tomorrow. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, or if you keep deferring responsibility to others, you'll stay stuck. You'll keep going in circles, never making real progress. But when you own your decisions, you stop waiting for permission, for validation, for the world to give you the green light. You take action, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain. Taking ownership of your decisions is also about understanding the consequences of your actions. Every decision you make has a ripple effect. It can either move you closer to your goals or push you further away from them. When you own your decisions, you stop making excuses. You stop pretending that you're a victim of your circumstances. You take full responsibility for the consequences, good or bad, and you use those outcomes as lessons to grow, adjust, and move forward. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect. No one is. We all make mistakes. But when you own your decisions, you learn from them. You don't make the same mistake twice because you take the time to reflect, to understand what went wrong, and to adjust your course. You stop blaming the past and start looking to the future. You start focusing on the next decision, not the last one. That's what successful people do. They take responsibility for where they are, but they don't stay stuck there. They move forward no matter how hard it gets, because they know that their future is in their hands. Owning your decisions also means owning your successes. So often we downplay our victories, telling ourselves that it wasn't a big deal, that it was just luck, or that anyone could have done it. But when you own your decisions, you acknowledge the hard work, the sacrifices, the risks you took to get where you are. You give yourself credit for the steps you've taken, for the growth you've made. The moment you start owning both your successes and your failures is the moment you become unstoppable. You stop seeking external validation and start trusting yourself, your instincts, and your ability to create the life you want. Every decision you make is an opportunity to move closer to the person you want to become. But it all starts with owning those decisions. Stop waiting for the right circumstances, the right time, or the right people to make the decisions for you. Take full responsibility for your life and the direction it's going in. And remember, this owning your decisions is not about having a perfect record. It's about being willing to take action, to learn from what happens, and to keep moving forward with your head held high. It's about creating the future you want by owning every moment of your journey, no matter how challenging or uncertain it may seem. When you own your decisions, you stop letting life happen to you and you start making life happen for you. You stop being a passenger and take the driver's seat. And that's where true power lies, because only you have the ability to shape your own destiny. No one can do the work for you. You could have the best team, the most supportive friends, and the strongest mentors, but when it comes down to it, the work is yours and yours alone. No one else can put in the hours, make the sacrifices, or take the risks that are required to reach your goals. If you want to achieve something great, if you want to rise above the challenges and take your life to the next level, you have to put in the work yourself. We live in a world that often tries to take shortcuts that promises results with minimal effort. But the reality is, success doesn't work like that. It's not a quick fix. It's not a handout. It's about hard work, persistence, and consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when the journey seems long and the results are nowhere in sight. It's about doing the work when no one is watching, when it feels like no one cares, because you know that every ounce of effort you put in today is a step toward the life you want to create. You can't outsource your dreams. No one can do the heavy lifting for you. People can give you advice, they can cheer you on, they can open doors, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to walk through them. It's up to you to show up, to grind, to stay disciplined, and to put in the time and energy it takes to reach your goals. No one can make those sacrifices for you. No one can put in the late nights, the early mornings, or the long hours of sweat and effort. The work is yours, and it's something only you can do. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking someone else can take the burden off your shoulders. It's easy to look for shortcuts, to want things handed to you, or to rely on other people to get the results you want. But if you want to be truly successful, if you want to build something real and lasting, you need to accept the truth: no one can do the work for you. You have to own the grind. You have to embrace the hustle. You have to be willing to go through the struggles and challenges yourself, because that's where real growth happens. That's where the transformation takes place. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And that journey is built on the foundation of hard work. It's the daily actions, the decisions you make, the sacrifices you choose to endure. It's about doing the things that others are not willing to do. It's about pushing yourself even when it feels like you're stuck, even when you don't have the energy or motivation to keep going. The work is tough, but that's what makes it worthwhile. The obstacles you face today are the lessons that will shape your future. Every time you push through, you're building the strength, the resilience, and the character that will carry you forward. No one can do the work for you, and that's the beauty of it. Because when you finally reach a place you've been striving for, it will be yours. It will be the result of your hard work, your effort, your commitment. No one can take that away from you. It will be a reflection of who you become in the process of the person who has fought through adversity, who has stayed focused when it was easy to quit, and who has put in the work day in and day out. The truth is, the world doesn't owe you anything. Your success isn't guaranteed. You don't get a pass because you have a great idea or a big dream. You get what you earn. And you earn it through the work you do. You earn it through the sacrifices you make. You earn it through the times you choose to keep going when others would have given up. That's how success is built, not by wishing for it, not by waiting for it, but by doing the work, by putting in the effort, by making it happen. You have to take full responsibility for your own success. No one else can live your life for you. No one can fight your battles, climb your mountains, or do the work that's necessary to make your dreams a reality. That's on you. And the moment you accept that responsibility, the moment you embrace the fact that no one can do the work for you, take back control of your life. You realize that you are the one who holds the power to change your future. You are the one who determines what happens next. So stop waiting for someone to do it for you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or for the conditions to be just right. The time is now. The work is now. Only you can do it. Fight through fear. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in our lives, but it doesn't have to control you. It's a natural response, a survival mechanism that's hardwired into us, but it doesn't have to dictate your choices or your actions. The key to overcoming fear is not avoiding it, but learning to fight through it. Fear will always be there. It doesn't go away just because you want it to, but you can learn to face it head on, to move through it, and to use it as fuel rather than letting it paralyze you. Fear tries to hold you back, to keep you in your comfort zone, to convince you that you're not capable, not ready, not strong enough. It whispers in your ear that the risk is too high, that failure is just around the corner, that you should play it safe and avoid the awful. But here's the truth, that fear is lying to you. Fear is the enemy of progress, the enemy of success. Every time you let fear stop you, you're choosing to stay where you are instead of where you could be. Fear tells you you're not ready, but you have to realize that you'll never feel 100% ready. Success requires you to step into the unknown, to take risks, to fight through the fear. The reality is that fear is a signal that you're about to step into something new, something challenging, something that can lead to growth. The fear you feel is a sign that you're pushing your limits, that you're moving beyond what is comfortable and familiar. Fear doesn't mean you should stop, it means you should go. The most successful people aren't the ones who never felt fear, they're the ones who felt the fear, decided to keep moving forward anyway. They chose to fight through it, to acknowledge it, and then to act despite it. Every time you face your fear, you gain strength. Every time you take action in spite of fear, you build confidence. Fear doesn't define you unless you let it. It doesn't make you weak, it shows you where you need to grow, where you need to stretch. It's in those moments of fear that you have the greatest potential to learn about yourself and to push past your limitations. It's in the face of fear that you get the chance to prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you think. It's easy to say, I'll wait until I'm ready, but the truth is, the best way to get ready is by taking action. Waiting for the fear to go away before you do something is a trap. The fear will always be there, and if you wait for it to disappear, you'll be waiting forever. Instead, the first step, do something that scares you. Even if you don't know all the answers, even if you feel uncertain, make the choice to move full forward. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you act, the less power fear has over you. When you fight through fear, you unlock new levels of courage, resilience, and strength. You prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort, that you can push through the hard moments, and that you are capable of achieving things you once thought impossible. Fear can be overwhelming, but it's also temporary. The growth, the success, the lessons you gain by facing your fear, that's permanent. The fear might never completely go away, but you'll become stronger each time you face it. You'll learn to move with it, to use it as energy, to turn it into motivation instead of letting it stop you. Remember, this fear is not a sign to retreat, it's a sign to advance. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to let fear dictate your actions, you move closer to becoming the person you want to be. Fear is a part of the process, not the end of it. You can't let fear control your future. You can't let fear stop you from going after your dreams, from doing what you know you're capable of. The only way to overcome fear is to fight through it. It's about taking action, embracing discomfort, and trusting that you have what it takes to make it to the other side. The next time fear shows up, don't run from it, don't shrink back. Stand tall, acknowledge the fear, and then step forward anyway. Fight through it, and on the side, you'll find that you will find the stronger, bolder, and closer to your goals, and to your goals, and to your goals that you ever imagined. Fear only wins if you let it. You are in control. Fight through fear and let it be the fuel that drives you forward. The only person who can stop you is you. You are the one that can stop you is you. You are the one in control of your life, your choices, and your destiny. No one else has the power to determine where you go or how far you can go. The biggest obstacle you ever face is not external, it's internal. It's the limitations you place on yourself, the doubts you allow to creep in, and the fear that holds you back from stepping into your full potential. You are the one who decides whether or not you succeed, whether or not you reach your goals. It's easy to blame others, to point fingers at circumstances, or to think that someone else is holding you back. It's easy to say, if only I had this opportunity, or if only I had the right connections. But the truth is, no one can stop you but you. But you. No matter what obstacles are in your way, no matter how hard life gets, the decision to keep going is yours. The decision to keep pushing forward is yours. The decision to get up after you've been knocked down is yours. The power to create your own future is in your hands. Your mind is a powerful thing. The way you think will determine the way you act and the way you live. When you believe you can't do something, when you think you're not good enough, when you tell yourself it's too hard or that you're not ready, you are stopping yourself. You're the one putting up the roadblocks. You're the one holding yourself back. The fear, the doubt, the insecurities, they all come from within you. But here's the catch, they don't have to define you. You can choose to let go of those limiting beliefs and replace them with a mindset of possibility, of determination, of action. You are your biggest critic, and sometimes you are your biggest enemy. The voice inside your head that tells you to quit, that tells you it's too much, that tells you to play it safe, that's the voice of doubt. But you can choose to ignore it. You can choose to tell yourself that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of overcoming challenges, that you are stronger than your fears. Every time you push past those negative thoughts, you break through your own limitations and move one step closer to your dreams. You have everything you need to succeed already inside you. The resources, the talents, the strength, and the drive are all there. The only thing standing between you and your success is the belief that you can do it, the willingness to put in the work, and the courage to keep going even when it feels impossible. It's not the world that is stopping you. It's not your circumstances, it's not your past, it's the thoughts and beliefs you've allowed to take root, Once you take control of your mindset, once you decide that no one, not even yourself, can stop you, that's when things start to change. The path to success is not easy. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments when you feel like giving up. But the only thing that can truly stop you is if you quit. If you stop trying, if you let those challenges define you, if you let fear and doubt control your actions, then yes, you will stop yourself. But if you push forward, if you keep going despite the setbacks, if you make the decision to take action every single day, no one can stop you. You are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. The journey will be hard, but it will also be rewarding. The only way you fail is if you stop trying. The only person who can prevent you from reaching your goals is the one you see in the mirror. So stop letting self-doubt, fear, or past failures control your future. Stop telling yourself you're not good enough or not ready. You are more than enough. The strength, the power, and the determination to make it happen are already inside you. The only person who can stop you is you. No one else can determine your success or failure. Only you hold that power. And once you realize that, once you take full responsibility for your life and your choices, you'll see that there is nothing you can't achieve. The road ahead will be tough, but as long as you keep moving, as long as you keep believing in yourself, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. So take control, push past the doubt, and remember the only one who can stop you is the person looking back at you in the mirror. In conclusion, the journey to success, growth, greatness is yours and yours alone. The obstacles, the doubts, and the fear you've all part of the process, but none of them can hold you back unless you let them. Remember, the only person who can stop you is you. You have the power to change your mindset, to push through fear, to outwork every excuse, and to rise above every challenge that comes your way. Every decision, every action, every step you take either brings you closer to your goals or keeps you stuck. You don't need anyone else to validate your dreams or give you permission to succeed. You just need to take full ownership of your journey. The work, the sacrifice, and the resilience are all within your control. You are capable of achieving far more than you think. And the moment you realize that, you'll start to see the world open up to you. Keep pushing forward, embrace the discomfort, and fight through the fear. Because on the other side is a version of yourself that you've always dreamed of becoming. It's time to stop making excuses, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and stop letting anything, especially yourself, hold you back. Own your decisions, fight through the challenges, and never forget that the only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. You are the only person who can stop you, so make the choice today to push forward, to act as though you're the best, and to never back down from the greatness that's waiting for you. The power to transform your life is in your hands. Now go out and do the work.